Okay guys, I'm back. I hope you have your workbooks now and that you are opened to page 101. What we're going to do is I'm going to work through some examples with you of problems that you're going to see in these workbook pages, and then I'd like you to go back and fill in all the other problems. All right, so I'm on page 101. The top looks like this. The directions say, in each figure, AC is a line. Use a protractor to find the unknown angle measures. Okay, so I'm going to slide this up so we can see number one. We're going to do this one together. Now, as I said before, I don't have a protractor, unfortunately, but if you do, try to use it. If you don't, you might have to go and pull up the answer key and find out the measurements, and then you can solve the rest. But if we did have a protractor, I would be lining it up on this line and measuring this angle right here. Well, actually this says DBC. So let's measure this angle first. So if you have a protractor, put your protractor on this line and then follow it up and see where this line hits. We can tell by looking at it that it is an acute angle, so we know it's going to be less than 90 degrees. And as it turns out, it is 60 degrees. So if you measured that with your protractor, you should have gotten 60 degrees. So angle DBC equals 60 degrees. Now, when you see this little M right here, that stands for measure. So what that means is the measure of angle DBC equals 60 degrees. Now, we know that the angles that make up a line add up to 180 degrees. So you can, if you'd like to, measure this angle, DBA, or you can subtract this from 180 because we know together they have to add up to 180 because they are part of a straight line. So if I did that, if I measured it or if I subtracted it, I would find out that this angle is 120 degrees. So again, I either measured it with my protractor, or I said, okay, I know AC is a line, and I know that the angles add up together on a line to be a 180. So this is one of those times where they ask you to fill in all the blanks, even though you may not really need to. That's what they're looking for. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to come down and do the next few problems. You can pause this video now if you want to, or you can watch the whole video and then go back and do your work. You can do whatever you like, but again, you're just going to find the measure of angle X. Either you're going to have to measure it with your protractor, or you're going to have to go look it up in the answer key. And then you'll find the measure of angle Y. And then together, these should add up to 180. Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead to a different kind of problem, and that is number 4. And here they're not asking you to name the measurement of the angle. They're just asking you to name the angle on each line, or angles, excuse me, on each line. So in this case, in number 4, we'd have this angle, which is angle WYX. And then the other angle would be angle WZ. And that's it. That's all they're looking for there. They're not asking you to measure it. They're just asking you to name the angle. So WYX, WYZ. Okay, so then 5 is like that one as well. Okay, so let's look at 6 and 7. So number 6 says AC is a line. So I'm going to bold that. If you have a highlighter, you might want to highlight it. But here's our line right here, AC. Okay? And it's asking you to name each set of angles on the line. So by a set, it means what are the angles on this side of the line and what are the angles on this side of the line. So the angles on this side of the line, this time they've done something different. They've actually given it a little name. Remember before we had to figure out, we had to name the angle using the 3 vertices, but this time they just give the angle a name, which makes it a little bit easier for us to write. So on this side of the line AC, we have angle P, angle T, and angle S. And then on this side of the line, we have angle Q and angle R. Okay, not too bad. Over here, you're going to do the same exact thing, except this time they're giving you 2 lines. So again, I would take a highlighter and I would highlight or darken like I'm doing right now. Here's AB. So you're going to find the angles that are on AB. And then we're going to do the same thing with CD. So you're going to find the angles that are on CD on this side and the angles that are on CD on this side. Okay? So again, a highlighter might be a good thing for that problem. 2 different colored highlighters, if that helps you to be able to see it. Okay, so now we're going to come down to number 8, and this is similar to what we did before. It says find the unknown angle measures, and it gives you, it sets it up for you. So what we're trying to find is the measure of DBC. So DBC. I'm going to put a question mark right here because this is the angle we're trying to find. So we know this one is 125, and we know that they're both on the line AC, because it tells us that AC is a line. So this is just setting it up for us. It says if we take 180, which is the whole line, subtract 125, and what do we get? We get 55 degrees. And don't forget your little degree sign. So that means that this angle is 55 degrees. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing in number 9. I just want to point out something to you just to remind you. I know you already know this. When you see this little sign right here, remember what that is? That's right. It means a right angle, which means 90 degrees. So don't forget that. It doesn't tell you that, but just remember that that little symbol right there means a right angle. Okay, so let's see. So it looks like the last page, you're doing the same thing. It just gets a little trickier to go in there and see. Now instead of just 2 angles, you've got 4 angles. However, you know that they always add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to get you started on number 10. So here we know that OQ is a line. So I'm just going to shade that in. Again, if you want to use a highlighter, if that helps you. Okay. And as we've said all along, the angles that come together to form a line, all the angles together have to add up to 180. So since all these angles come together to form this line, let's see what we've got. This one is 39. So I've got 39. We don't know what this one is. Here's our question mark. This one is 70. And this one, they've drawn that little arrow there, is 15. So if I add these together, I get 124 degrees. So I know that all of these together need to add up to 180. I know that these three together add up to 124. So if I want to find this missing one, I can say 180 minus 124 and that gives me 56 degrees. So that means this little angle right here is 56 degrees. So if I added up now 39 plus 56 plus 70 plus 15, it would indeed give me 180 degrees. And notice when I say that they each belong on the line, each of these angles touches the line in some way. So this angle touches the line here. This angle touches the line right at that point. This angle touches the line right at that point. And this angle touches the line over here. So all these angles touch this line at some point in the center of the, right here at point P. So the rest of these are similar. So I'd like you to work on that. See what you can do. Rewind and watch this video again if you need to. And please message me if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to help. All right, go give it a try and let me know what you need help. If you need help. Okay, bye-bye.